السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. باب الخوف. We continue our book Riyad-us Saliheen by Imam Nawawi rahmatullahi alayhi. We are on the 49th chapter of the book, and the chapter is with regards to the fear of Allah. And we have spoken about this, that not only the fear but the true consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the hadith for tonight is one Anas radiallahu anhu قال خطبنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خطبة ما سمعت مثلها قط فقال لو تعلمون ما أعلم لا يضحكتم قليل ولا بكيتم كثير إلى آخر الحديث. Anas radiallahu anhu reports this hadith, and he mentions that the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam delivered a khutbah, a sermon, and a sermon that we had never heard before from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would always advise the Sahaba with things that were related to their life and things that would inspire. But Sahaba said this day when we heard the khutbah, it felt like it was something different. Meaning there was something different in the khutbah and the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Khutbatan ma sami'tu mithlaha. We had never heard anything close to the way that the Nabi of Allah sallallahu said. فَقَالَ, and in this khutbah, the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ, if you knew what I know, you would laugh little and weep more. That's what Rasulullah sallallahu in his khutbah said. That if you knew what I know, you would not be laughing as much as you are. And would find you weeping a lot more than ever. Thereupon, and when he said this, thereupon those who were present in the gathering of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam began to cover their faces because they began to sob and cry so frequently, hearing the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the hadith of Al-Bukhari wa Muslim. The other riwayah is from Al-Bukhari, which mentions وَفِي رِوَايَةٍ بَلَغَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم فِي أَصْحَابِهِ شَيْءٍ فَقَتَبَ. The Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard of something about his Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'een, upon which he addressed them and said, Jannah and Jahannam, Jannah and the hellfire was shown to me, and I have never seen the likes of this day in the good and in evil. Meaning when I saw Jannah, I had never seen good as Jannah itself. And I was shown Jahannam, and I've never seen more evil than Jahannam itself. And if you were to know what I know, you would laugh little and weep more. Meaning, Rasulullah said, only if you had kept akhirah in front, you would see a different condition. The companions experienced such suffering on that day that had no equal, and they covered their faces and they began to cry. Few things to take back from this very hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, brothers and sisters, is that we learn from this hadith that we as people should always keep the akhirah in front of us. Jannah and Jahannam should all be in front of us at all times. Second thing is, we're not stopped from laughing and having a good time, but excessive laughter also kills the heart of an individual, right? That's also important. Excessive laughter. Of course, we don't have to always be dry and crying and all that sad face. No. But excessive amount of laughter also kills the heart of an individual, makes a person forgetful for akhirah, and it's important that we are remembering akhirah itself. And again, to not in public settings, but take some time out during the course of the day or night when there is no one watching, and try if you can, and if not, even make the face of shedding some tears for the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said, if you can cry, then you cry. If you can't, then just make the face of a crying person, Allah will still give you the reward. That's how Kareem Allah is, right? Sometimes the heart is too hard. We can't cry. He said, just make the face, Allah will give you the reward. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said. And I want to conclude on one note before I conclude. Sahaba radiallahu anhu ajma'een, while defining the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, فَتَبَسَّمَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ sallallahu. This is one most frequent physical characteristics of Rasulullah that we find in every hadith. And that is that you would always see a smile on the face of Rasulullah. Right? Now, how does this really relate to this hadith? He's telling the Sahaba not to laugh And his particular sifat was that he always had a smile. So the ulama had mentioned that laughing is another aspect, smiling is another aspect. So the continuous smile was fatabassama. Tabassum in Arabic means when you can see your canines, these pointy teeth, when you can see them, that's tabassum. Rasulullah always had a smile on his face, even though his heart was boiling with the concern and the fikr and the worry for the entire humanity, right? So this is something that we all need to learn in our own lives. A lot of time we may be going through a lot of personal, collective, social, as an ummah, challenges in our own lives. But that sunnah of that smile and that hope that really keeps us going. And that smile will not just come by itself. The smile will only come when we know that there is one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is greater than all of our problems. If that is instilled in our hearts, then no difficulty will ever be difficult upon us. When we know that there is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to resolve our problems. So again, the aspect of a continuous smile should be in all of our lives. That's number one thing. But on the contrary, the hadith of Rasulullah reminding us that when it comes to our lives, avoid excessive laughter. And when it comes to weeping and crying, find moments when there is no one watching. It's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you can shed a single tear in the fear of Allah, that He opens the doors of hidayat and guidance for us. May Allah give us tawfiq and ability to practice, inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallah wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la